Yeah, but here we go.
Hello and welcome to Two Girls, One Pod. I'm Melissa.
I'm Crystal.
And I'm Tina.
Woo!
Whoop, whoop, whoop. And this is our unofficial Big Brother after show. We did have a special guest book tonight. I'm going to do a little call out because he double booked us, it appears. Mr. Farmer Frenchie, where are you? Where are you, Farmer Frenchie from Big Brother 23?
I mean, I got my hair all dolled up and everything for the occasion.
I showered today for this. You can't even smell me, but I showered for this. So, Frenchie, I'm going to do a little clip of this. I'm going to tag you on Instagram.
Shamelessly.
Look forward to hearing what you had to say about this episode tonight. But I'm sure he'll reschedule with us. If not, send him some messages on Instagram, guys. Tell him to come on our show. Because we're a time and he'll have
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
In saying
that wasn't sarcastic at all.
We are so much fun. Tina wants to go drinking with us. She has not stopped.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Honestly, you'll see. We'll probably be in pictures together at some point. She will not stop asking us to go drinking.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We all know the truth on that one.
It's true. Everybody else knows.
Who follows us is like, yeah, okay, cool.
They're like, basically, Melissa wore her down to the point where she had to ask us.
How I get anything.
But you guys are fun. So,
see, we love you.
Tina, our little cup of Tina. All right. Actually, I was thinking about this today, and I'm gonna say it so that it's on official podcast record.
Uh-oh.
I was thinking that you should, well, I don't want you to, because I want you to just keep coming on our show. But if you ever did have your own like podcast or anything like that, it should be called, what was it? I think it was a cup of Tina. I don't remember. It was something more clever, but it was like a cup of Tina.
You need to write this shit down.
I know, it was such a good idea.
Well, it's being recorded now, so I can always go back and just listen.
It was more on that. I don't know. I need a drink.
Perhaps if me and Tara do one, we'll call it Tea with TNT.
See, there you go. I like it.
I do like TNT though. That's pretty fucking. And you can do you think AC/DC will give you permission to use their music?
Oh, I might. Could it be a better song?
Seriously,
it's so perfect. But you know what?
It's on the playlist.
Allegedly, it better be on the playlist. See, that playlist she's talking about is that night of drinking with me and Crystal that she's been begging for.
Okay. Notice how Crystal's in the background laughing.
She's so happy. Okay, I can't keep going. We do have a lot to unfold tonight, guys. We have so much. I'm not going back to Sunday's episode. We didn't record Sunday. I don't remember the reason why. I'm pretty sure it was me this time. I'll blame myself for flaking. And last night I flaked because we recorded a full episode before the Big Brother after show. But I didn't actually hit record. So I was a little bit pissed off after that and said, fuck it, and went to bed.
Yeah.
So we'll recap on last night's episode.
Some days you just gotta say fuck it and just go to bed and start fresh the next day.
Just move on, man. Move on.
That's right. What we're doing now.
It's all good. I mean, we all make mistakes, Melissa. I mean, we maybe don't make the mistake of not recording, but we all make them. So,
but you know what? I'm recording now. Like I checked.
You are indeed.
I checked. So, I had to apologize to our friend Tracy because she was on it as well. She spent 45 minutes in her backyard talking to us because the topic that we were discussing was not appropriate for her children to hear. And she got eaten alive by flies. She sent us a picture after. She had swollen welts all over her back. And it was for nothing. It was to have a chat with us. I mean, it was wonderful. We enjoyed ourselves, but nothing was recorded. And she's not going to be on that episode until we record again, if she wants to come back after that.
But shout out to Tracy. Thank you so much for doing that anyway. And I better not find out later that you were just in the woods all day with your dog and your kids. Trying to blame us for your fly bites.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're going to need Although, how do you prove the timeline on a flyby?
Oh, I'll
Yeah, I
find
don't
it.
know.
I'll find it.
It looks fresh. So
I'm like the fucking FBI of the internet.
hardcore mom blood going in, being like, that one
yeah.
looks like it's 12 hours old. I don't think so.
Right?
I've seen those fly bites before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's talk about last night's episode. We'll do a quick run through. It was Derek X won HOH.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Beth and Brittany, poor Brittany, up on the block again.
Yeah.
Third week since she's been in the house. And then we get to see Sarah Beth sit in silence to make Derek feel uncomfortable.
Wow,
Yeah.
was that? It made me feel uncomfortable.
I know.
I wanted to start talking to break the silence.
Yeah.
It worked.
Oh, it did.
Crack first.
It worked. It got him cracking. So he basically told her straight up that he wanted to backdoor Christian. We got to see a little bit of loose lips Derek in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed in that.
Me too. He kind of, I think he fucked himself over.
Yeah, big time.
I think what happened was he felt like he was doing damage control before it happened, but I think that was a huge mistake because now it was like, I looked at it and I said, okay, now he's told them. Now they're all pissed off at him. So he either has to take the shot just to continue on taking the shot, or he has to take the shot because he can't not take the shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he had no
But
alternative at that
pissed him
point.
off anyway. So I mean, you know,
Exactly.
he had to go through with it because, you know, had he kept his mouth shut, then had he changed his mind or maybe got convinced to change the target, then he wouldn't have had any of that kind of loose lips blood.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, by rights, he never should have opened his mouth.
Fully.
You know, but I think now, I think people are going to look at him now as the trust has been broken.
Yeah.
And I think so. He had everybody's trust.
Yeah. And I think that was a bad game move.
Yeah, I think so too.
Really
I'm
was.
wondering if that's what I said. Cause like when he was talking about it, I'm like, yes, put out the big target,
Yeah.
like, make the big moves. But then when he started telling everybody, I was like, okay, this is not working out in his favor. And I do think that following through with it, he had to follow through after he said it.
Yes.
You know, he
Yeah.
had
Oh, yeah.
to, because if he didn't, Christian was 100% going to gun for him.
That's right.
But I don't think that even at this point, like looking back on it, I don't think that was the right move for him, because it's
No.
true with Christian in the game, and they were on the same alliance, and it was a solid alliance. It wasn't, you know, the cookout crumbling to the ground.
Yeah.
This was
That's
like
right.
the royal flush seemed to all have each other's backs from
Yeah.
the get-go. So, you know, I feel like he
shouldn't have turned. It's too early to turn right now.
yeah. There were other targets that he could have got out. And no, they wouldn't have been a big move, but he's a fierce competitor. He would have had another chance at HOH.
Yeah.
Right?
He would have had another chance at Christian, period. Like,
yeah. So,
but it is what it is. I mean, you know, he felt like he had to take the shot and he figured it was a good move pre-jury, which he said.
yeah. And I mean, that's all, honestly, all the notes I had on yesterday's episode were just about how he was going around talking. I also made a note that Brittany won the veto, which was amazing. She crushed it. Like my head hurt.
That last part. I know,
Oh,
right?
man.
Oh,
Right?
just boom, boom, like I can't do that slow
No.
without getting, like, it feels like my brain's shifting back and forth. So like she crushed it.
Yeah, it was hard. That had to be hard.
I thought it was really funny though that everybody thought it was wrong for Sarah Beth to keep the $5,000. I thought that was smart because, like she said, there's two parts. I thought that it was smart for her to keep it and not go for the veto because, like she said, Brittany's still in the competition. So regardless, Brittany's coming out after Sarah Beth, so she will take the veto at some point.
That's
Somebody
right.
else might take it from her. Fine. So it made more sense for Sarah Beth to keep the $5,000.
I think so.
What I didn't like was, please don't take my money. Please don't take it.
Yeah, that really irked me.
Oh my God. And it worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
I know. I kind of felt like when I saw that happen, I was just like, seriously, Derek, like, don't be a sucker. Come on. Like, I know she's crying, but you know what? She'd get over it. Like, realistically, she felt like she was safe anyway. That's part of the reason why she didn't even bother to take the veto.
Exactly. Like she could take it from him. She did take it from him. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a game. This is a part of the game. You came out in that position.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that money next because I earned it.
That's right.
Doing those chair bum squats. Like that was a fucking hard competition.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was
Definitely.
beat out watching them and not like exhausted cardio wise. My ass burned watching them try to
Yes.
squat.
100%.
That shit's hard.
That's like pulsing half squats for like ever from side to side. I'm just like, no, thank you.
So
There'll be
many.
none of that.
Like
No.
one regular walking lunge and I'm wobbling the next day. Like I've got big legs. It's not because they're strong. There's not a whole pile of muscle under there that like I can work out all day long. Like they're flabby. They're full of pain is what they're full of. So it was hard. It was hard to watch. Like
Chips.
I'm a little bit sore from it. So yeah.
Yeah, it looked rough.
I thought that so he Brittany takes herself down.
Yep.
Derek starts talking about who he's going to put up. He tells the whole house he's going to put up Christian. I thought Christian handled it wonderfully. Like he was pissed. He was totally blindsided. He was pissed off, but he did remain fairly calm in that situation. And I think that's why he that's why he had 2 votes in his favor and almost flipped the house is because he played so well in that moment, you know? And then, but they didn't tell us that last night. They left us hanging. That was another reason I wasn't recording last night. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck this. I didn't record.
Like, you've ruined Wednesday's veto.
Tell me who won or who was put up. I was mad, but
yeah.
Then we got to see it tonight. So that brings us to tonight's episode. Derek X puts Christian on the block.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Is that the right move? How do we feel about this? We've already kind of talked about that. None of us think that was a good game move on his behalf.
No, I personally think it was a little too early right now to kind of go against your large alliance at this point.
Yeah.
It just, like I said, he worked hard to build trust, and trust is what's going to get him further in the game because people are going to look at him as a comp beast.
Yeah.
So if people are, have that personal relationship with them and trust them, then they're going to be more apt to keep him around as opposed to he's just a comp beast, right? Like they're going to overlook that factor. Now they're not. Now they're going to, it is what it is.
He put a giant target on himself. Like he got the most amount of blood that he could get on his hands because he backstabbed someone that he was in a direct alliance with so early. Right. Yeah. I also think too, like, it's not that it was a bad time for Christian to go because if Derek F had to win or, Azza, Brittany, Sarah Beth, Sarah Beth was in the same alliance with him, but you know what I mean? Like there's a whole other pile of people who, if they had to win HOH, they could have completely put Christian up and it would have been a good move.
Yeah.
It's not
in all reality, if you go back to it, Derek X winning that wall challenge was probably not a smart move. He almost should have thrown that competition.
Well, they were talking about throwing it too, because Xavier knew what was up, who I really think he's doing phenomenal. Like he's playing such a great game, but like he knew what was up. He was like, hey, let's throw it to Alyssa.
Yeah.
Let's me and you jump. We all 3 of us have safety. We're all in an alliance.
Yeah.
He's looking at him saying like, let's drop. And Derek's like, no, you can do it. Keep going. Like, and because he wanted to win.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, maybe that wasn't the right move. Maybe this wasn't the comp for him to win.
Nope.
No, I don't think so. And I think now he's going to realize that after this week.
Yeah. I think it definitely hurt more than it helped for sure. He helped, you know what he did? He helped everybody else get Christian out. He did the dirty work for all the people who probably wouldn't be able to get Christian out.
Oh, definitely.
And now he's going to probably be one of the next to go in the next few weeks. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny though, like that right away he started pitching. as soon as he was there, like he was like right on the ball as soon as he could. He got Derek X into the bathroom as the Lord of the Latrine, which literally would have killed me. Can you imagine? Like, I cannot imagine having to ask for permission to go to the bathroom at this stage of my life.
No, I know, right?
You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure that I graduated primary school many moons ago. And then besides that, the fact that then they have to announce that I'm going to use the bathroom, that's a problem for me.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
How
You know,
perfect
I mean,
that-
what happens if you got to sneak off and just,
drop a deuce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Right?
know?
You can't sneak off anymore. It's awful. I can't, I would hold it
Yeah.
for a week.
I would.
I'd die,
I'd
but I would hold it.
be like, I'm pooping. Nobody come near me.
Yeah, but that's you anyway. I don't mind you.
But when you poop around enough people, when enough people know that you poop, because everybody poops, there's books about it. But if, when enough people know that you poo and that you're comfortable with it, nobody cares anymore. It's just that first time pooping in front of people. Like, okay, Tina, I know you're probably like, fuck off. I don't want to answer this. But how awkward was it with the first poop in the Big Brother house? Felt weird, right? You're like,
Worse, right?
You're just waiting for that that prime time moment to go drop the kids off at the pool and
Right? And it's got to be just ready so that you're not there too long, right? It's just like quick.
Listen, you get pretty comfortable with the people you're living with very quickly. You really do.
It's like awkward at first, but then like the third poo, you're probably like, yeah, guys, back in 10. Like,
I can't see me ever getting to that point of comfort. I just can't.
no.
You know what, Crystal? I never thought I would either. I thought it was going to be an issue, but I gotta say,
Eventually it wasn't.
In the first few days, you are smooth sailing.
All right. Good to
Especially
know.
if you're on slop.
But like, what will I do if I don't have a phone?
You take it back to when we were kids and you read the back of shampoo bottles.
Right.
Which are not in the bathroom. So
Oh, right.
So what do I do?
Put your shampoo bottle into the bathroom. Everybody would definitely know then. You're
There
like,
was-
I'll be back, guys.
yeah, Crystal's walking in the room with the shampoo bottle.
Right? The Big Brother Canada house, it was all the sunlight on the side of the wall, right? I have to bring in a jug of friggin' sunlight detergent.
Oh my God.
If they have like the dishwasher tabs, you just take them and count them.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
So,
You know what?
You know what? I believe the last time we did a podcast together, we got on a shitty topic as well.
It's Melissa. I'm just gonna tell you.
Oh,
It's
I
gonna
don't know
happen
why.
tomorrow too.
I don't know why I don't know. I don't like talking about poo, but I do always end up talking about poo. I don't know.
Okay.
My kid,
Just
I
keep
put
an
up a
eye
video
on
the
it
other day
tomorrow.
about Scarlett shitting the fucking floor in my living room. I'm just surrounded by
Did
poo.
you see that?
That was hilarious.
I didn't send you guys the picture. I'll show you the picture.
Oh no, I don't need to see the picture.
No, she sent me the picture,
Yeah.
and it was so funny because I was like, I looked at the picture, and then off like to the side, I'm like, huh. And then I send her a message, and I'm like, is that a toy to the right on the floor, or is that a shit?
Because this is before
like,
I put
no.
the story up. This was like I dropped her off at daycare, and I was like, I gotta send this to somebody. So I like, and she was like, what am I looking at here? I was like, my kid shit on the floor today.
Yeah.
We're making,
great.
and I literally had said, I was there getting ready, and I was like, wow, we're making great time today. Like, I might be early, not
your
just
mistake.
on time. And as soon as I said it, I turned the corner.
Not
I was like,
happening.
oh, so late.
The minute you say that, that's it. It goes out the window.
As the
Turns.
words came out of my mouth, I was like, come back.
Yeah.
I didn't need it. So
All right, now let's bring it in.
super awkward that Christian needed to ask. So here's the thing, like the Lord of the Latrine is one thing, hilarious.
Mhm.
But the fact that he did this blind side, nominated Christian, pissed him off. And now Christian needs to go ask Derek for permission to go to the bathroom. And
Yeah.
then after he's thrown his pitch out at him, which was a fantastic pitch, by the way,
It was a good pitch.
saying that, like, Sarah Beth just convinced you to not take $5,000 from her for pretending to cry.
Yeah.
And it worked, and you're still going to send me home instead of her. Like, this girl is manipulative, like he made a really great point. And then he opened the door, and then Derek's like, burm, burm, burm.
Sir Christian is using the porcelain throne.
Like so good.
I would love to be Lord of the Latrine.
You would be good at Lord of the Latrine.
What happens if you have to go to the bathroom yourself? I mean, do you announce your own entry to the bathroom?
Oh,
I mean,
good
that's the
question.
question I have.
yeah.
That
And did he not have to do it because he was HOH and he has his own bathroom?
Maybe, but
Hmm.
you know,
I thought it was funny that Tiffany had to go pee in the middle of the night because that would be me. I'm like 3 times in the middle of the night up to pee.
I thought about you actually when
Did
I
you?
saw her. Yeah. I
I
was just
don't
like,
make it through a night. In
No.
years, it's been years since I was able to sleep without getting up at some point to go pee. Unless I'm super drunk. Those are the
which
best.
we will find out very
so
soon.
the weekend, basically.
Yeah, so I'll
The weekend.
tomorrow I should be able to sleep without peeing. I thought that it was funny. So speaking of like these costumes, so Claire became the Duke of the Deck. So every
Yeah.
time I guess they announce it, she's got to play 52 pickup and she's wearing this big giant card tard or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But Kyland, here's my question. Kyland is the jackass of clubs. So he's
Yeah.
a donkey on a card or whatever. But every time the king announces, he's got to make club sandwiches for the entire house.
Yeah.
That's a punishment.
Oh,
It is.
big time.
Huge. But my question is, if you're on slop, are you allowed to eat the sandwich?
Ooh. Good question. Don't know.
Right? Because I
don't
think
know.
that's like, it sucks for him to have to do it all the time. But if you're on slop and the announcer's like, make a club sandwich for everyone in the house, I feel like you're allowed to eat it. I feel like that's a loophole.
Would be even shittier if you're on slop having to make the sandwiches for
yeah.
the rest of the house to eat.
Yeah.
That would be awful. That would be
Because I
awful.
mean, when you're on slop and you walk through the kitchen or near the kitchen and there's bacon cooking or anything like that, oh, it's torture.
I've been on a diet for 2 days.
Good for you.
2 days. Yeah. Tina, it's not funny. I hate it. I'm rotted. I'm like, maybe that's why I didn't hit record last night. Maybe I wouldn't
Maybe.
do that slop.
She was so confused by her lack of like food. That's what
A
happened.
lot of food. I just didn't have any of the junk food. I ate a good amount of food. Maybe too much, honestly. But I just like never had candy because I eat candy and chocolate every day.
I've been eating ice cream and my belly tells me so.
Oh yeah. You're not supposed to have dairy though, right? Okay, we're going again. Story. I do feel bad for Christian. So this was, I made this note before he was actually like voted out. It was before they started talking about flipping the vote. And I'm like, you know what? He is such a fierce competitor. And I get that he would have to go on a back door, but a back door jury for someone who won 5 comps in like 32 days. It just, you know what it reminded me of? It was a sick move. I've been watching BB Can season 6. Erica got backdoored pre-jury. And my heart shattered.
I loved her so much.
Canada went wild when that happened. Oh man, I just
like
she had so much potential to go so far and just she got thrown a twist.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it was the right move for them to do at the time. But it just broke my heart. And I felt the same way tonight watching Christian. Not, I wasn't surprised. And but I also don't think, I think like with season 6 in Canada, that was a fucking heartbreak, but it made a lot more sense. This feels like it's just too early.
Still too early.
I think Sarah Beth should have went home tonight.
I mean, I think so too. I don't think she's going to make it much further, honestly. I'd be very surprised if she does. At some point, I think that like Hannah's gunning for her and Hannah's smart.
But you know, Colin's going to keep her protected.
That's the problem, right? So in order to get her, they'll have to get him out too.
But there's also so many other mini conflicts that are happening in the house that I think Sarah is going to slide through.
It's going to be interesting because you got the cookhouse cracking. You've got the royal flush has now pretty much I wonder, it's been flushed. I wonder if it's even going to continue after what Derek did. So it's like, what's going to happen? Are we going to have a bunch of little mini kind of alliances start forming now? Are those the ones that are going to be solidified? It's going to be interesting.
Well, I mean, look at Tiffany. She's got a couple of little alliances happening outside of any of her big alliances. Like her and Claire have become very close.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Derek F is not too much of a fan of Tiffany's these days, though.
He does not like her.
If I was shocked, because I was just like, first I thought, you know, he was just like very calm, cool, and collected. Next thing you know, he's just like, bitch.
He says, I'm not worried about that bitch.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's just in a mood. And then cut to the next scene, and it's, you know, I want out of the cookout. I'm gonna tell everybody that I want out of this alliance. I'm not working with that bitch, bitch this, bitch that. And I was like, whoa, what is going on with Derek? Like, he hates her. Like, he does not like her.
He's not a fan of Tiffany's anymore.
No. So that's
which, you know what, it's gonna cause an issue, because I think it's gonna get him out the door sooner than later. You know, Tiffany's not gonna put up with that. No, man, you're gonna start painting a target on my back, so out you go.
He's also being too much about it. Like last week, we saw him showing Azza how to put the fake smile on. He's like, you got to stop showing your feelings on your face. You need to learn how to do like your fake smile and do your wave and whatever. And they had like a little joke about it. And he was right. And now he's gunning for Tiffany, which is like, okay, cool. You can not get along. But like the fact that, like, what was this shit with, she wanted to talk to Brittany and him and Azza come in like her bodyguards. Like that was such a bad move on both of their behalves. And I get that they feel like they're going to protect Brittany. Like, I feel like they need to protect her in the house, but she's a big girl. She's strong. She can go have a conversation without them.
And she would have come back to them and told them what was happening anyway.
So in that particular circumstance, you know, if the three of them, because I think the three of them are kind of their own kind of little group, right?
Yes.
Like, yes, they have other things outside, but I think those are the ones that, you know, Brittany's aligned with and whatnot. You know, they could have utilized that to gain information, right? But instead, they kind of shut the door on that opportunity. You know, playing Big Brother is, a lot of it is about controlling your emotions and how your, you know, your facial expressions are versus how your verbal, you know, it's all about controlling your emotions. And like, those three just really can't do it
at all.
No. Which is why they probably gravitate towards each other, because, you know what I mean? They're like like-minded individuals kind of thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, if the kings and queens keep winning, I mean, it's just, I honestly think it'll be one joker after another.
Yeah.
See, that's what I was originally thinking. I figured that like the entire house was just going to chip away at the jokers, because they were just going to keep going back and forth with power. The jokers haven't been able to prove that they can win a lot of competitions or any, like this one, Brittany got veto, but like, you know, they haven't been able to win a whole lot. I figured it would go back and forth between the kings and the queens and the aces, and the jokers would be gone. But now I don't know, because Derek went ahead and took this move.
Derek did, but Derek's put a target on his own back. I still think that the kings and queens, they're still going to be kind of somewhat connected. I just think they're going to look at, okay, well, this is what Derek did to us, so we're just going to, you know, slide him out of the alliance.
Yeah.
Right. Or maybe he'll weasel his way back in. Who knows?
And that's another thing too. If he's able to weasel himself back in after this, he could still have a really good chance, right?
Yeah.
I know X won't send him home yet, because Xavier's like, okay, well, Christian's gone. That's one.
X is a shield, right?
Shield me.
Yeah.
Now I only have really Derek and X.
That's right.
So I think Xavier is gonna like want to keep him around for a little bit. So he very well may help patch that back up.
Yeah.
Right. So
it's gonna be an interesting week.
I'm very excited. This is the Big Brother that I've been waiting for. Like, I did a little post on Instagram while I was watching the show, and I was like, tonight's episode is the first episode this season that felt more like a Canadian Big Brother, where I didn't know what was going to happen.
Right.
They talked about flipping the vote and why it would be better for the house to keep Christian instead. And I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, they should send Sarah Beth home. Maybe they will keep Christian, but you know, they sent him home, but it's still because it all happened, I don't know what is going to happen this week coming.
Yeah.
Right, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I just sat down and I was like, even when she was talking, like Tiffany, when she was talking to Christian, like she went in and threw all of the jokers basically under the bus, not even really considering the fact that 2 of those people are her Alliance members from the cookout. And I was kind of like, okay, well, that was a bit shitty. You know what I mean? Like, so I could see also from, say, Derek and Oz's perspective why they wanted to go up there. Like when he said, well, we are all in this together. Yeah. Like you should be able to talk about this in front. I can understand where he was coming from, because they're in alliance. There shouldn't have been anything. But
because he said that, didn't that out the cookout to Brittany?
That's the other part of it, right? So he was like outing an alliance that was happening that other people didn't even know about, because Claire was there as well.
Yeah.
And then, besides that, it was kind of like, well, can't you just have this conversation? I can fill you in later.
Yeah.
That was where my head was. Like, I can see where he's coming from, but it's just like, settle down. I'll let you know what's happening later.
Yeah, I think they're way too aggressive with it.
Yeah. Well, and I don't even think it was Azza. I think that Azza went because, to kind of like rein Derek back in, more or less, right?
Yeah. I just think she was more like a puppy.
Yeah. She kind of just followed him. Yeah.
I did laugh though, because I was like, the cookout is crumbling. That was a note I made. But I just cracked up because it's crumbling, and Tiffany was, talking to Xavier and Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
And she leaves, and Hannah's like, we had one job.
Right.
We had one job, just don't crumble, and we're crumbling, right? So like I think it's a couple of episodes more and I think it'll be done.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
By the end of the week.
I made another note about Christian breaking my heart. Like he's gone. That's it. They gotta go one after another,
I mean,
exactly.
X and Tiffany, they made a good attempt to, flip it. They should have. I almost wish that they had of, because Christian would have been a shield for them both.
Yep.
Now they're kind of open and vulnerable. It's like what Tara said in a conversation we had in the house. Let the snakes go after the snakes.
Best
that's
line ever.
Yeah. So I'm upset that Christian is gone this early, for the simple reason that now the players that I guess I'm really rooting for, now they're vulnerable. So it's
exactly. It's rough. It's rough. Sarah Beth had an amazing speech though. I thought her speech was really good. She said basically like, jury's next week, most likely. Yeah. And if you send Christian home now, I'm going to be very objective in jury. I will vote for who the best player is. I'm not going to be a bitter juror. Like that was a fucking really smart thing to say in that moment. Because if they were debating the flip, that could have been a reason to keep her, because they would have probably thought, oh, well, hold on now. That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know what Christian's going to be like as a jury member, because we haven't talked about this, but Sarah Beth is full on telling me right now that she's going to go into this with an open mind and she's not going to be bitter. So, I thought that was a really good strategy.
You have to be thinking about who you're putting in the jury right from as the game kind of progresses, and as you get closer to jury, you need to kind of strategically figure out who you want in there, right?
Yeah. And then Julie threw a bit of shade on her. I was like, oh, well, you don't know that yet, because maybe there's a twist. And everybody just kind of like stopped, right? Julie Chen Moonves is getting funnier by the episode. I swear to God, these last 2 seasons, I love her. I always did. But she's cracking me up these days. She seems more comfortable than ever.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Can we talk about Derek and the e-vote?
Oh my God. every single week, man. I
Really?
wasn't going to say anything because I was like, I don't want to seem like a fucking asshole, but this happens every single week. So I let Tina.
But Julie tried to correct him last week on it.
He didn't get it though. He was like, I don't understand what she's saying.
I know. She was like, so who do you vote to evict? And then he's just like,
I choose to, I vote.
Yeah.
I don't even know what he's saying.
Vote to Christian.
I vote to Christian. And like, listen, he's a nice fella. And the funny thing about it is like whenever you see him talking to like fellow house guests or whatever, like he's super inspirational and he's very articulate when he's talking to them.
Not in the diary room.
But I'm like, when you get in the diary room, it's like you forgot how to say words. Like, I don't understand what's happening. Maybe he's starstruck with Julie.
Well, it could be that, but it's actually a little nerve-wracking too, because in his defense, I guess you're sitting there, you're doing your vote and you know that it's live and it's, it's easy to get tongue-tied, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just,
I guess you're seeing an outside production crew too, because you're like in the house, you get used to where the cameras are and you get used to the diary room and like you get used to the house. And when you're going into the diary room to do your vote and all of a sudden your screen, is that how it works? I don't know. I'm probably not allowed to ask that. I don't know. I'm assuming that like when they do the vote, they can see Julie during the vote. So if they can see her, then they can probably see the production behind her and that could throw them off too. Like he could be a bit nervous.
I mean, it's a nerve-wracking experience. It really is.
Yeah. I assumed,
So,
honestly,
or they're not, she's like, I'm not going to say it.
I assumed that they couldn't see her actually. I assumed, and that's just my assumption, obviously, because I've never been there, and that they just hear her. And you know how like sometimes it's easier to talk to a person
That could be
face to face.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. Anyway, either way, I guarantee you, if I ever get into Big Brother house, I'm pulling a Derek for sure.
Yeah. Well, like on purpose or like just
No, I'm Derek. I'm Big D.
Yeah. When it's funny too, because when it's alive, it makes it 10 times more difficult.
Exactly.
Right? Like, oh man, I've really got to, it is nerve-wracking, I gotta say.
It's like, I can't fuck this up, so I'm gonna fuck it up every single week.
As you're saying,
Exactly.
you're bleeping, you saying, Crystal, stop cursing. We're still live. Stop cursing. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
shit.
and then right, Arissa would be like, Crystal, you can't say that on live television.
You're going to
And
get
I'd be
evoked.
You're gonna have to self-evict, Crystal. We can't have you on TV anymore.
Stop your shit. Yeah, he, every single time, like he's not getting it right. Maybe we should start.
And at the same time, maybe it means something to his friends and family who are watching too. Who knows?
Oh, maybe.
Sometimes, you know what I mean? Like sometimes Melissa's like, no.
There's no way. Yes.
Because sometimes it's like a little bit of a, shout out type thing, but it's his way of doing it without
like
doing it.
Maybe like pulling their ear or like, kissing their whatever. Like
I don't know. I'm trying to help.
I get it, but
I like it.
No,
I appreciate that. I think that that's a really nice thing that you're trying to do for Big D.
Oh, yeah. Crystal. Jeez.
I'm just saying, maybe they got like secret code words at home. It could be fine.
You never know. Who knows, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just being nice because I'm also bringing a fruit tray tomorrow. So
I'm Crystal. I want to be friends with Tina. Man. This is what we're like in real life, people. This is what we're like.
Oh God, you guys are hilarious.
Tina's uninviting us to her party right now. We're gonna get text messages after this is over, and it's gonna be like, "Hey, so we changed our mind.
We had to move the party. Unfortunately, we're not doing."
All the weird up on Instagram. We're like, motherfucker.
Right? Where did you move it to? I'll let you know.
I'll text you the
you'll
address.
ghost us like Frenchie.
I would never do that to you guys. Come on.
Oh,
You're the best.
I'll at least give you 5 minutes notice.
Right? At least tell us right beforehand.
Yeah.
So the vote came down 7-2, and Christian got the fuck out of there.
Gonzo.
My note was, I don't know if it's the right move, but we've talked about that a few times already.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man.
And how about that walking out and leaving Alyssa last.
Ooh,
What was that all
yeah.
about? Woo-woo.
Sexy
was a
times.
little kiss too.
Yeah.
That was like erupted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I was going to
Yeah.
tell in this moment, so I just got to bring it back to Frenchie, because our pal, I was going to call him out now if he had been here, like we had thought, and say, you called it from the get-go. Because remember, he put them up, or he was going
He
to,
did, because he saw a showman's button.
he predicted that showman's from like day one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was going to give him his flowers for that. I thought that's pretty slick. You got to hand it to Christian. He went out swinging.
He
Yeah.
did.
That was
Yep.
the hardest campaigning I think I've ever seen. Like, I was so happy about it. I'm always about a good campaign. I hate when people roll over and they're like, "Oh, well, that's it. I guess I'm going home." Like it
Yeah.
was nice to see, and he almost did it.
I just liked how he started, like as soon as he was put up. Like, and I mean, I know that the going is kind of like, hey, okay, I've only got so many days to do this, but he was steady at her for 3 days.
But he made a lot of sense.
He did.
Like,
Oh,
he made a lot of
it was
sense.
valid all the way around, right? I mean, in all honesty, like the Alliance lost a member early in the game.
Mhm.
They lost the shield.
Mhm.
Trust was broken. Was it worth it?
Yeah.
I
I guess we'll see.
I mean, if
That
Jared
leaves-
makes it to the
That
final
leaves
two.
several people now up for the picking next week.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It'll be interesting. Jury has started, so congrats to everybody still in the house.
Yeah.
The big hurdle, one of the biggest hurdles. The next twist. So
High
Julie-
rollers room.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So there's going to be 3 new casino games in the room. 3 new powers.
Mm-hmm.
Take someone off the block. A second veto.
Yeah.
And flip power in your favor. So I guess we'll find out, like, I mean, they're kind of self-explanatory, but I guess we'll find out more details when the room is revealed.
Yeah.
They've definitely done those powers before.
Yeah. The flip power one is the one that I'm like, wouldn't that just be
I can't remember.
before it goes home, or like, you know what I mean?
I feel like remember the last season that Christmas Abbott was on? She had one of the powers, but then she never used it. And I'm wondering if that was the one. And that's why we never knew what it was about.
Oh, probably.
Right?
Probably. But this one, so everybody gets so much. So in order to play the games, you have to use your BB money.
Yeah.
So everybody gets, I think they said like $50 a week, but America can vote for their favorite people to get more money.
Right.
And the games that have the highest risk cost the most money, but players don't have to use their money each week. They can save it to go for a big power. So I thought that was pretty cool, because the thing
it kind of also hinted that, if you save it, is there going to be another power later on?
Mm.
Not just these 3, right? You're taking a gamble that, is it just going to be these 3, or is there going to be a bigger power after these 3 have been used?
It's throwing a big twist in, because if people, like you say, if they use all their money now, then there's what if there is a bigger game, they can't get it? What if they spend their money and they lose? What if they save their money, somebody else takes a shot and gets it? Because it's all random. Like, casino games are just games of chance. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's guaranteed or a strategy. It's just play the game.
Well, you could save your money for 3 weeks and then somebody gets one of the powers each week because they've decided that they're going to take the risk. And then all of a sudden you've got all this money and nothing to play.
Exactly.
I think it would be interesting too, that as the house guest is evicted, they can gift their money to another house guest.
That
right.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I'd like to see that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's call up Julie. We should give her
right. Let her know. Tag her on Instagram.
On it. I'm on it right now. She'd be like, this bitch won't get out of my
You know what? You can never and ever, we were in the house several times, like trying to think of different things that were going to happen, or you're never right.
No.
That's the thing about Big Brother, expect the unexpected is a good statement for Big Brother, because you really don't know what they're gonna
No.
throw at you.
It's
It's
so
crazy. It is so good.
Yeah, I think that's all the notes I had because they announced the twist.
That's
So
pretty much it.
Crystal, did you write notes today?
I did,
Wow.
and I read them properly. I didn't have a problem today.
Good.
Tina, do you have any notes today?
So proud.
I should show
Is yours on your phone too? See? You
Oh,
can't see
yeah.
mine. It's
Oh yeah.
none of us can see each other's phones
Yeah,
because
but
that
they're on
doesn't
my
work that
phone.
way.
Oh,
I
did you
hear
just take a picture of our blank notes?
Guys.
Yeah, so she's gonna, you know what, Crystal, we just screwed ourselves on that one, because she's
We
gonna
did.
do a post now that says we didn't take notes. Look at their
Yeah.
blank.
I'm looking.
Right.
I'm like, where's that?
Guaranteed. I guarantee. She's just gonna. You know what, Crystal? I think we need to uninvite Melissa.
Okay.
Guys.
She'll be so sad. I would never do that to you.
I'll be
No.
so sad.
No, just yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. All right, Tina. I see how it is. I was actually gonna do a little boomerang, but maybe we'll wait until we're not recording.
I was like, did you see my wink under my hair?
Guys,
I can't wink.
guys,
What?
I did it again.
No,
No,
you
you
didn't. 'Cause
didn't.
It says
It's still
recording up at the
recording.
top. Sorry, it actually shows up on our screen that says recording. So no,
Right.
Bitch.
no.
Yeah.
I looked for that at the very beginning
What
of
did
the
you
episode.
think for a second? Did you think for a second? Like,
No.
Not 1 second. Sorry.
For
Because
1
at the
second.
beginning, before we danced in, I looked up in the corner and it said
Yeah.
recording. So
Yeah.
because I had already forgotten again.
Also, you're a terrible actor.
No. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
You should not like my freeze frames like last time.
do it again. She's so good. No, that's weird.
Is that you
Tina.
actually phrasing?
Yeah, like she's just stopping. She's not frozen, but she's
No. She's so good.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
I can't do it.
You can't do
All
it.
right. The listeners are just hearing us get the nighttime sillies now. Let's do our little dance out, and hopefully everybody can hear the music. And tune in next week when we talk about our party at Tina's house. Bye.